How did Landmark Africa come to be?
Many things went wrong. Money was lost, businesses were stopped, people died. There are challenges in Europe and there are challenges in Africa. There are opportunities in Europe and there are opportunities in Africa. It's just that they're very different. Things never turn out the way you expect them to. So when you go through all these challenges abroad, you say, you know what, I can go home. And the first challenge was when you start a business, right?
Yeah.
And you have a certain amount of money, you have a business plan, and you roll the dice, you unlock the doors, you hire the people, and you say customers,
there's a rush.
yeah, come in, right? And if customers don't come in immediately, and things cost you a little bit more than you thought they would, and the team is not as effective as you hope it would be, then you have a startup challenge.
Have you up till now still be compensated for that demolition? Has anything been reached to you from the government? Nothing at all?
No, we have not been compensated yet. We lost some of our events. We lost 42 different restaurants. We lost a lot of activities, and we lost more than half of our revenue. You can't look back and be bitter and fight the past, and at the same time grow and enjoy the future. The biggest problem real estate has here is it's expensive to produce, so very few people can afford it, and if there's no foreign influx, it's challenged. Nigeria is a place where it's hugely underprovided from a real estate perspective. Underprovided. 200 million people, just not enough real estate. But real estate is the platform that houses humanity. It's not the sort of thing that you can invest in and earn your money in 6 months or 1 year, right? Quick. I don't think anybody can lose money in a long cycle in real estate. Inside every challenge is an opportunity, but sometimes you have to unwrap the challenges to see the opportunity. I was a black man in white man's land. I had the opportunity to go home.
Hello everyone, it's Precious Ochiagha and we're still live at the Billionaires Conclave 2025 Summit, Team Disruption. And what other person would we love to speak to us on this topic? We have no other person than the founder of Landmark Africa, Dr. Paul Nwadibe. Did I get that right?
You got that right.
How are you doing today, sir?
Thank you, Precious. Very well.
So your session today was, will I say, what's the word to use now? I'm looking for the right words. People could relate. It was relational. You sharing your story like that. How was it for you?
Very
expressing all
interesting.
that. It was interesting.
Absolutely. Every time I speak at a place, I try to take a few things away. And this one was particularly interesting because I felt I was amongst friends. I felt I was amongst people who experienced similar things to me. And it's always nice to talk about your successes and your challenges in equal measure, because it just helps you to go through the journey in a better way. So I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it?
Yes. If you give me another hour, I'd smoke for longer.
Okay, maybe we'll stick to that. We'll speak to Doctor about that. So I want you to just take us back. How did Landmark Africa come to be? I mean, I'm talking about the conception of the idea to the reality of the business. Okay. How?
So Landmark Africa has gone through a series of transformations, right? So I started Landmark in 1997. Yes, so quite some time ago.
Wow,
yes, quite some time ago.
Almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years ago, and we started it as a UK company in London in the service office business. And over a period of time, we transformed it from a service office business into a property business, and from a property business into a business leisure and lifestyle business, right? Wow. And we transformed it from a European business into an African business, into what we are today. Yes. So today we consider ourselves a development platform for leisure, lifestyle, and hospitality businesses.
Yes. So imagine, I'm just, when you say things like this, it's like, it just happened, but it didn't just happen like that. I mean, it took time, and I want to say there were challenges from all of this point to the next point to the next point to where we are. So could you just give maybe one or two of the challenges that you experienced while growing your brand from that service, from being a service business to hospitality, leisure, and what it is?
So I spoke about a few in the conversation, and maybe I'll pick the different seasons if you like. So I mean, the first challenge was when you start a business, right? And you have a certain amount of money, you have a business plan, and you roll the dice, you unlock the doors, you hire the people, and you say customers,
there's a rush.
Come in, right? And if customers don't come in immediately, and things cost you a little bit more than you thought they would, and the team is not as effective as you hope it would be, then you have a startup challenge. Many people stop there. and go back and get a real job, right?
Actually.
And many people just ride that challenge and go through. The difference between those that stop and those that continue is not intelligence. It's not even strength. It's not even character. It's not experience. It's literally conviction, right? So that was the first challenge because things never turn out the way you expect them to.
Yeah.
The next season was the expansion across Europe. And again, some European states were better than others, but it was very challenging. Language, currency, culture. I was a black man in white man's land.
In white man,
Because
I
that's
can
his own
imagine.
challenge. I used to use, my secretary, people used to come and say, look, do you mind calling your boss? And I'll call my secretary to be my boss that day, right?
Really?
Oh, it happened a lot of times, yeah.
Wow.
It was good fun. And, some of my best clients came that way, right? And then later found out I was the boss. And,
I mean, at that time, relationship had already been
yeah,
established.
has been established. There are always those awkward moments. So that's part of the journey. I wouldn't really call them real challenges, but it's a journey you go through. Our first really big challenge came in New York in 2001, September 11th, when the World Trade Center was destroyed. So that was a challenge of in unimaginable proportions. Wow. Yes, many things went wrong. Money was lost. Businesses were stopped. People died. Right.
Yeah.
And when those three things happen at the same time, they're very difficult to.
For you to. So how are you able to pull yourself back? I mean, you have conviction, but this that happened is in fact, it's enough to push a man into very dark side. So how are you able to come out of that and still, revive the business?
Yeah,
because it takes strength.
Yes, it takes some belief, but your life is a journey. Okay. So it's never you're never going to win everything, right? You're going to have these challenges, and when you have these challenges, you're going to have to decide what's the showstopper and what is experience. So at that stage, I had options, and the options are, you still have more years left in your life, right?
For a start, that's why it's good to start early.
Yeah, that's why it's good. You still think you're intelligent. You still have your own unique network, yes, whether they're friends or people that want to help you. But most importantly, I had another country, right? So this was not home.
Okay.
Right? So I was playing away, right? So I had the opportunity to go home. So when you go through all these challenges abroad, you say, you know what, I can go home.
I just come home.
And that's basically what I did. So
on coming home, that's phase 2.
That's phase 2.
So now you came home, and years later, it's almost like the same thing is happening again. Well, the demolition.
Yeah, I know.
The hot topic.
I know, but the difference between Africa and say Europe is that there are challenges in Europe and there are challenges in Africa. There are opportunities in Europe and there are opportunities in Africa. It's just that they're very different.
Okay.
You need to recognize what those challenges are, and you need to recognize what the opportunities are. Yeah. And in a place like Nigeria, there's some immense challenges. But if you're afraid of bad roads and you're afraid of the tyranny of regulation, or you're afraid of power, then don't come, because those things they're here, right? Okay. But there are other challenges. There's a challenge of funding and finance. There's a challenge of making ordinary people do extraordinary things, right? There's the challenge of creation and execution, and there's a challenge of excellence, right? Now, those are challenges. The good thing about those challenges is many of them are partially in your control.
Oh, in Nigeria, yeah?
In Nigeria, yes, yeah. The ones that are outside your control, the bad roads are bad roads, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So the challenges are different, and when you're doing something at home, it's very different because you're looking into people's eyes and you're making them better people, right? So that
alone is enough.
It's enough to stimulate you, And in all fairness, by the time I came to Nigeria, I may not be a wealthy man, but I was comfortable, right?
Okay.
So I don't have bread and butter issues. You can take my entire business away. I will still eat 3 meals tomorrow.
Wow.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
I will still go where I want to go. I'll still do the things I want to do. Yes. I don't have dreams of owning a plane or a jet plane or a helicopter.
As long as you were eating and you were moving.
As long as we're healthy and everybody around me is happy. So, coming here, yes, the biggest challenge we've had here is the one that happened this time last year, which was
the demolition.
The demolition, yes.
So, what would you say is a distinct difference? I know you've talked about the location, but in terms of how it came on you between this one that happened in Nigeria and the one that happened September 11th? What is the distinct feature between both of them? Because you've gone through one loss before and you are going through another. But was it the same effects, or was one easier to get through?
So the similarities are, there were uncertainties I never thought would happen. They were not even risks.
You were not expecting
I was
any
not
of
expecting
them.
any of them. So
Both were sudden. Wow.
both were sudden, and both were unimaginable, right? A plane going into the World Trade Center was an unimaginable
Scenario, yeah.
The demolition of the most visited destination in West Africa was unimaginable, right? And we had normal challenges, challenges with just regulation, infrastructure, people, normal challenges. The big differences are, obviously, in America, people died.
Yeah.
In this one, nobody died.
Nobody died.
Yeah? In America, we were younger, and as an organization, we were younger. As a people, we were younger, and we had our whole lives ahead of us, right? Here, we're a lot more mature, right?
Yeah, I think.
And it has come at a time when, for a lot of people, it was a showstopper. In America, it was fewer people in the landmark family that is affected, right?
Yeah.
In America, at the time, I had 7 people working for me in America, and 30 people across Europe. When this happened in Nigeria, we had 4,000 people working for us, right?
Oh my God.
So it affected a lot of people. I had to lose half of them, right? As a result. So magnitudes were different, but the ability to recover was different as well. At this time, we have so much more experience, so much more
resilience,
resources as well, and so much more resilience, and that counts for a lot, by the way.
Okay. So, I know you've been asked this question severally. Have you, up till now, still be compensated for that demolition? Has anything been reached to you from the government? Nothing at all.
No, we have not been compensated yet. I don't know. I'm not the government. I think ultimately, eventually. Ultimately, eventually, everybody gets compensated. So we will be compensated one way or the other. It's either by a government or by something else, right?
Yeah.
And in truth, I don't think you can do two things at the same time. You can't look back and be bitter and fight the past, and at the same time grow and enjoy the future, right? So I've decided not to look back. What has happened. Whatever the reasons were, the devastation has happened, and we've now got to find a way to rebuild bigger, better, and brighter. Okay,
so are you telling me Landmark is coming bigger, better? So I need to know, because a lot of people still have the idea that it's demolished and it's done. But is there like something else coming? Or is this still going on? So it's still like unclear. People are not really clear about the situation of things now.
All right, to be crystal clear, so Landmark comprised of 3 businesses in one. We had the leisure business, which was along the waterfront. We had the commercial business, which is a tall built tower, and we have an events business, which is an event center. The commercial tower with the offices where PwC are, Johnson & Johnson, and all those people, still stands today, and there's a hotel there as well. Then the event center still stands, and our retail sector still stands. The leisure business is what was demolished. In that leisure business, we lost some of our events. We lost 42 different restaurants. We lost a lot of activities, and we lost more than half of our revenue, right? Wow. So, but we did not lose everything.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, 1/3 you have to.
Yes.
Out of
1/3 was demolished, but it was a 50% effect on us.
Yeah, 50% effect. Okay. So what should we expect now from Landmark Africa?
So what we've learned, and even if I say so myself, we've learned how to run a very good leisure, lifestyle, and hospitality business. So we want to take the best parts of our business, the most efficient part of our business, the most rewarding part of our business, I want to diversify it. We want to take it to different geographic regions across West Africa. We want to build a platform of leisure, lifestyle, and hospitality centers around West Africa. One of the things the demolition did is that people got to know about us and what we had done in the past and appreciated it.
I had that question and I'd forgotten about it. Yes, that's true. People got to know about you.
Got to know about. I got calls from 3 different African presidents who I don't know. They'd reached out to their diplomats here. They had looked for me. One of them walked through my door. Had been looking for me for 2.5 weeks. So just to get my number to give to the presidents. So I got got calls from different African presidents, got calls from so many different state governors, got calls from a lot of international institutions, World Bank, the IFC, the World Trade Organization, the WHO,
Oh,
international organizations. I got invited by the Americans. I got invited, obviously, by the Brits because I'm British.
yeah.
I got invited by a lot of the European Commission and the EU. I spoke at the last EU thing. I spoke at Harvard last week, right? I did the keynote address at the Harvard conference. So I've met so many people as a result.
As a result.
I've been able to learn from a lot of people, share a lot of stories and experiences, and I am before I was concerned to some extent, but I am 100% sure that we'll grow this thing bigger, better, and wiser.
Bigger,
Yes, and
so
that process has already started.
So do we say, is it safe to say it's a blessing in disguise?
Everything's a blessing in disguise.
Everything is.
But
I like that
the big
mindset.
lesson here is inside every challenge is an opportunity, but sometimes you have to unwrap the challenges to see the opportunity. And this one is there. It's a man-made challenge. We didn't want it to happen, but it did force us to do things in a different way.
Wow. Thank you so much. One of the funniest things is the first episode of Ask the Guru was actually about landmark demolition.
Right.
So it's such an honor to have you right here for this episode. Is really, really a special one for us because we started off with this. So
wow.
I mean, coming back to you, being here and telling us, firsthand how the experience has been. So before I let you go, I just want you to speak a little bit about real estate in Nigeria as a whole. So people are saying it's not really safe. We've done our due diligence. We've seen people that have done their due diligence and they still have this demolition or something going on. So you have been telling me now that there is opportunities in every challenge. You're telling me Nigeria has been better for you. So what would you say to people that have that mindset about things like that, about the real estate sector in Nigeria?
Yeah, so it's the first question in the real estate sector in Nigeria. First question you have to ask yourself is, are you Nigerian or not? So if you're not Nigerian, then you have a few more questions to ask. If you are Nigerian, then real estate is a long-term game. And because it's a long-term game, this is home, right?
Yeah.
And as long as you can ride that long-term game, you come out well. So Nigeria is a place where it's hugely underprovided from a real estate perspective. Underprovided. 200 million people, just not enough real estate. But real estate is the platform that houses humanity.
Yeah.
Schools are in real estate. Hospitals are in real estate.
Actually.
Offices are in real estate. People's houses are in real estate. Real estate is the platform for sports, leisure, everything.
Almost everything.
So you know that real estate is required. It's part and parcel of humanity. It's how people live, right? The issue is, how do we increase the worth of our citizens so they can actually afford real estate? The biggest problem real estate has here is it's expensive to produce, so very few people can afford it. And if there's no foreign influx, it's challenged, right?
Yeah.
But in the short term, there's pain, but in the long term, there's a lot of gain. I don't think, it's a great store of value. I don't think anybody can lose money in a long cycle in real estate as long as you have the ability to hold it long enough. So it has high yield value because you can get rents and stuff like that. It's a good diversifier, portfolio diversifier, because it doesn't have a lot of normal economic uncertainties. Don't affect real estate the same way as they affect other industries and commodities, right? So it's a good diversifier as well. So it has a lot of things going for it, but it is a long ball game. It's not the sort of thing that you can invest in and earn your money in 6 months or 1 year,
it's not
right?
Quick cash.
It's not quick cash. With regards to the regulatory environment, look, every business has the potential to do well and have shocks. I know people who have set up financial institutions that because of one paper or one certificate or one thing from a regulatory environment, the whole business went down. Absolutely. So that regulatory environment is live and direct. That's what we're in, and that's what we have to improve and change in our country. And we've got to do that with the public sector, communicating with the private sector to improve and better the laws to create a better business enabling environment. And it's work in progress because it's a lot better today than it was many years ago.
Yes, definitely.
And I'm hoping that'll be a lot better tomorrow than it is today. So I would say, if you are Nigerian and you are thinking of investing in real estate, it's a very good market to go into.
It's a very good market to go into. You heard it. Oh my God. The interviews I've had today, you and Dr. Adenike, it's been amazing. But one thing I would just like to know to the public is there's really a distinct in how both interview the way both of you think. So she is also thinking Nigeria in a large scale, bettering Nigeria in a large scale, and you're also coming up with that mindset. So it shows that there is really something about thinking about the bigger picture than your own personal gain. I'm so sorry, we would have to cut this interview short. I would love to go on and on and on and on and on. It's been amazing with Dr. Paul. But thank you very much. You already know what to do. Follow us at my CSTV on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, and turn on your notification bell. And also, you can also find Dr. Paul on your social media platforms.
Yes, absolutely. My name is Paul Nwadibe. And Landmark Africa, we have social media platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, and X.
Okay. So you know what to do. See you next time. Bye.